Welcome to another episode of the ZBHO Dojo. I hope you had a wonderful week. Thank you for being here. The Marco Theta here. Thank you for being here. Attentive Slug 05 has entered the ZBHO Dojo. Thank you very much. Attentive Slug 05. Hey Spice, hey Jack, how are you doing? I'm doing well. Thank you very much. Attentive Slug. DZ in the chat. Now let's get this party started. Welcome to the ZBHO Dojo. My name is Spicer, your spicy sensei, if you will, and today on the stream, we're going to get into some critiques, people. Some anatomy critiques. You better get in while you can. Join that ZBHO Dojo Discord. Put your link in there and we will get to it before we get started. Let us give thanks and praise to the lords and gods of CGA. Starting with Frank Frazetta. Thank you, Lord Frank Frazetta. Next, St. Joseph of Christ. Next, St. Paul. Look up here. Good morning. Next, Ryan, King of Slian. And finally, Simon Lee, Spider Thank you for your education, your inspiration, and your overall badassness. The dojo salutes you. How is it going, everyone in the chat? Dojo. I gotta tell you, today's a good day. Today's a very good day. We are gonna be doing some exciting stuff today. Boom Mitznana! What's going on? Spark 7007 007. Today we are doing critiques. We are going to be taking them from the dojo and also from the XMD Academy. We are going to be giving away one on-demand course. Stephen Garrett. This thing is on. We're giving away one seat to the on-demand, the character creation for collectibles on-demand. We're giving away one free coupon for 100% off over 100 videos, over 100 hours, all dealing with anatomy and collectible creation. Get access to all the previous classes as well. Not the mentorships, but the classes. And all of those videos as well. Over 100 hours. What do I need to do to get in on this? I know that's what you're asking yourself. Aren't you? Aren't you? Aren't you? Aren't you? Aren't you? Aren't you? Well, let me tell you how to do it. first, you need to submit. You need to submit something for me to critique. Okay? And you got to do it in the dojo. All right? It's a Discord channel. It's totally free. Right there. We have Monday night sculpt offs. We did Diablo last night. We had the most people we've ever had in the dojo sculpt off. So thank you everyone, to all the new peeps for joining. We appreciate you. But yeah, every Monday night we have that. And you also can submit your work here to the critique submissions and give me a link to your ZTL. Why do I give you that information? Because you have to submit a link to your ZTL, allow me to critique it, and then you are entered in for the one and only 100% coupon. We're going to just absorb the price. We're basically paying for your education at the XMD Academy. All right? So, if you want that, join the Discord dojos. Don Mario, Alphamat, Bumit Nana, Tantangwala, Wasim de Mordra. Oh, flip, I'm in. And Corey, thank you for joining. Here it is, critique submissions right here. Put it in there, and then we will get you entered within. Okay? So, we do have some already that have been submitted. So we're gonna go through that. This is from Juan Julio. Juan Julio. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. So let's see. Do we have the body on one? Do we have the body on one? Alrighty. So let's go through this. Alrighty. Let me see. Anatomy critiques today, people. Anatomy critiques today. Alrighty, so since this is female, we need to change a few things about this character to really drive home the femininity that you're going for, okay? So first thing is that you don't want the forehead to be sticking out further than the lips, for sure. Oops, right here. So I would bring all this back, and I would actually shrink the size of this because it's just a little bit too wide, a little bit too long. Make sure that right above the ear, your ear should generally be in the middle of your head, looking at it from the side. And I know that she has hair and a cap and everything, but everything you put on top of the skull is going to matter. So I want to make sure that it's correct before we start. All right, so right around the ears, we want to make sure this is the widest part of the skull. Okay, on the side, your jawline is just a little bit too soft, and then she has a whole lot of submental fat here, so that's giving her a different type of face than the body that you're sculpting, which is hyper athletic, right? So we want to bring that out, and we want to, instead of curving the jawline, we want to make 3 lines. Okay, so we're gonna have one line, boom, right here. It's called the length of the jaw. So it's just there. Let me. You want that line, okay? And then you want the angle of the jaw. Now for a female, it's gonna be much more subtle. And then for a male, it's going to be very substantial, right? You can think of Wolverine's angle of the jaw right here, where it's got that nice little hook and all that stuff. So, so you can do that, okay? So, but for her, what we want to do is right after the length of the jaw and the angle of the jaw, we want to get a nice straight line going through and bring this forward, okay? Next thing is that you do have the tarsal plate for your eyes. Well, let's address the eyes, the eye size and eye type first. So this is the line work that you've got for your eye. Okay, so it has one too many hits right here. Okay, so what we should be looking for is we should have the lacrimal punctum, and then everything should be diving down after that, right? So we should have the lacrimal punctum, and then we should be diving down like that. Okay, we're not going to have an extra one there, right? So you should only have these two right there. Next, you're going to have the you have the superior lacrimal punctum, and then you have the inferior. Okay, so this one is just going to be a straight line off of the canthal tendon right here, and then it's going to curve as well, and it's just going to be one curve. So if anything, we need to simplify your eye because yours is a little bit too complex. Okay, so there we go. And now we've got something a little bit more feminine, right? Got that nice cat eye looking bit. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to support everything else with that. So we need to get our tarsal plate, which is our eyelid right here. And then for this, it's just, we just have that and then that. And what it should be is here and then over, right? Your hit is too far out for this. So bringing that over, okay? And then getting something like that, okay? And badooshka-dooshka. And then also here you want to get the orbit as well. I realize, this is stylized, etc., but it's still important to have some of the things that are, foundational about the face there, just to allow the viewer to kind of make sense of it all. And let's smooth that out. It's a little bit too harsh. And we'll get the tarsal plate here as well. And go around. Oops. Go around. And tarsal plate. And you also want to make sure that you have a lid to your eyelid. Okay, you don't want it to just roll into your eye or anything. Okay. Alrighty, so that is what we need there. And here I would probably just inflate these lips together, something like that, so it doesn't look like there's a big space in there. Be a little bit more deliberate and I don't know, not aggressive, but a little bit more deliberate on this vermilion border or the the border of your lip according to the rest of your skin. It's called the vermilion border. And right here, right there, and then split that, and then you just want to give it a little bit more, not too round, but you definitely want it to be rounder than what you have here. Okay, there we go, and smooth that out. Okay, so your nose is and then this forehead's just a little bit too much. It's kind of like a man's forehead almost, just because it comes out so much. Let's mask this. Okay, and let's move this back so it's just a little bit. It's not so masculine. And then we're going to need to move that forehead back as well. Take out the corner. Put that there. Okay. So it's a little bit better. It's still just a really big head. Still a big head. So we just need to bring that down a little bit more. Okay. So the bottom of your eye, or the bottom of your orbit right here. Smooth that out a little bit more. The bottom of your orbit should go into the side of your ear. So basically what's happening is if you just feel your ear and you just bring that out, you're going to feel this bone right here. And this is your zygomatic arch right here. And so your ear is way too high up here. It needs to go to therapy for drug abuse because it's just too it's too high. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to bring this down. So we need to bring this down around there is where that needs to be, right? So you can see how high that is and where it needs to be. Okay. So we've got that. Let's dynamesh it. Let's fill this in. B-I-N. Had some burgers, excuse me. Okay, and you also want to make sure that your earlobe is leading the ear, meaning it's in front of the top of it, right? So if I was going to resculpt this, bring in the 9 right here. Let's get back face masking so we're not pulling on the opposite side. There we go. Smooth that out. We're going to have the tragus right here. You're going to have the concha, right? The concha, which is basically the inside of this, right? So all that is called your concha, right? We're going to have this earlobe going there. We're going to have the tragus. We're going to have the anti-tragus. We've got the helix, which is everything surrounding your ear. I'm not sure if you wanted a geometric ear, but you don't have anything else supporting this type of stylization within your character. So I'm going to just fix that, okay? And if like a lot of your curves had that feeling that you had in your ear, I would say it's not a big deal. But since you don't have any other design choices to kind of support that, it's looking kind of out of place, okay? And then bring these ears in. Alrighty, and just kind of fixing that, okay? So that's kind of what I would do. And then also, so we've got the zygomatic, we've got the temple, we got the temporal arch. Let's see if we can kind of fix this a bit. And then you can see how square the head is. We need to kind of fix that. Bring it up a little bit more towards the center and have it do that, okay? Because anything you put on top of the skull is going to be affected by the foundation that you've already set. So if it's too big, then all of your caps are going to be too big, all of your hair is going to be too big, and then you're going to be constantly trying to even it out by adding mass in other places, and then your mesh just looks all weird, right? So we need something like that. And then your jawline is a straight line like this, which is it should be more of a horseshoe, okay? So it should be going out and around and then coming back into the jawline, okay? And yep, so let's turn everything else back on. And so let's see if we can soften all this up. So I'm gonna go Lightbox, I'm gonna go Brush, I'm gonna go Smooth, and Smooth Stronger. Okay, and then that'll allow us to get all of this, all of that out. Okay, so nose. All right, so your nose, you need 1 hit. You need 2 hits for the 1 hit for the glabella, 1 hit for the nostril or the nasal aperture or your nose hole, and then your septal cartilage, which you're kind of missing a few more hits in here. And so I would bring this down and have it curve up at the nose tip, right? So have this come down and curve it up that way. And then reinforce that line around the nostrils. And that's kind of what I would do there. Let's smooth this out and just go over pretty much everything. Just smooth it out so it doesn't look too rendered. And it keeps that feminine feel to it. Right here. And then you can put the nodes of the mouth in. You've got them hinted at, but I would be a little bit more aggressive about it. I would bring it over there a little bit more. I think my smooth is a little bit too aggressive, but just a little bit more I think would help. And then just make sure that your bottom lip is coming from within your top lip, right? So we don't want him to meet back here because then it's going to look very fake. Alright, so let's shave that off. And the only part that actually comes off of the face in terms of your lip is right here in the center on your bottom lip. Okay, so we've got that. Let's turn everything else on a little bit better. Let's move these lips around. So, because generally, what it generally is it's a 3-to-1 ratio, with the top lip being the smaller ratio, right? So 1-to-3, I guess, is a better way of explaining that. And then you also want to make sure that the nose is very close to the upper lip for a female, due to the glabella being a little bit lower. All right, so we want to bring this down. Okay. There we go. Now it's starting to look female. Okay. So just kind of keep in mind those small rules, and you should be good on sculpting female faces. You just want to make sure that the length of the jaw is shorter than a man, making a oblique line going down to the mental eminence or your chin, right? So you want a nice oblique angle. For a man, it's going to be a little bit more horizontal. Okay. And then let's just fix this nose a bit. Just make sure the nostrils are wider than the bridge. And let's get a little bit more depth in here. And that's what I would do to kind of fix these. And then you also want to make your eyes way smaller. They're way too big. Yeah, they're way too big. So you want to bring these out. Local symmetry. Even these are still too large. If I was going to get them right, they would probably be about that big. Because they should only be about half the size of your orbit. They shouldn't be extremely large. So what that's going to do is going to give you actually a little bit more room to play around here, especially around the nose. Around here, let's move these eyelashes out of the way. Or let's just get these here. So, yeah, I would just start reforming this around this new sized eye, making sure that that's a little bit more believable in terms of its size. I know it's stylized and everything. It was just a little bit too large, and then we're taking it into the realistic realm right now. Well, it doesn't look like it because she looks bugged out, but you know what I mean. Okay. It's just a little bit too large. You can see there's no space on either side of the nose, which we really need for the infraorbital furrow right here, which is going to be on every single person. Okay, so possibly just digging around this a little bit more, but yeah, you want to recheck these this eye size a little bit more. Okay, but yep, that's what I would do for this face, and just make sure all this is equal distance around the eye. You can see there's, you know, discrepancy in terms of all that, so we want to make sure we have that. All right, now she looks really, really crazy. But yeah. Alrighty, so think about that for sure. Getting that fixed. Hopefully that'll help. But yeah, but that's what I would do, brother. Everything else is looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Yeah, we got a bunch today, so I got to move on. But yeah, good job. Let's check out the chat. When again, you all continue. Alpha Matt, what's going on? What's up, Ryan? Spicer is touching our Z tools. You damn right. $1 million of advice, so listen up, people. You damn right, Ryan. Oscar, what's going on? Watch progress. Hello, what's going on? Sergio Santel, welcome back. I am doing well. Thank you very much. How are you? Underground Pig, hello, Spicer. How are you? And nice to see you. Same to you. IR Sculpts. Look how shredded Spicer is. Lifting them weights is doing wonders. What's going on, my dude? What's going on, IR? Make sure to follow IR Sculpts. He's a streamer here as well as on his own. Does a great job. Watch it progress. Hey, Pixel, I have a question about stuff if you have a second. Sure, go ahead. Shoot. The Marco 30, I guess my Z tool is way too dense. 46 million polys. Yeah, chill out on the polygons, Marco. Great talk through. Thank you very much, Fox. Such great feedback. Thank you, Boom. Looks great. Thanks, YT Demo. Watch it progress. Oh, thank God, I was so worried about the eye size. YT Demo so easy to nerf. Carbon 4444. What Spicy Sensei? What's going on? Christopher May Art. Learning so much. Awesome. Thanks for the SO, my dude. My pleasure. Alrighty. So, which one do we have now? All right. Well, I don't know anything about cats. Don't know anything about cats. Jello is evil. Don't know anything. This is looking good though. This is looking good. There might be some issues with the hind bony landmarks. And then around here, there seems to be an issue in terms of carrying this muscle over into the front. Those are two areas I would look at, especially around the shoulder, bicep to tricep. And you definitely want a bony landmark here to really hit that elbow. The tail is varying in sizes and very angular around here. I would fix that. Yeah. But if it's supposed to be an alien type thing, then I would take it a little bit further because you're kind of in the middle of alien and cat. I would really go further with that. In terms of skin wrinkles, I know you mentioned that on there. I mean, like sagging skin, I would probably just do the standard brush. Emphasize things with the Damien standard brush. It would be a very simple very simple operation. It's not going to be anything too drastic, but you might want to try to get a brush that's going to help you with these wrinkles, because you don't want to try to get a bunch of different brushes to get your skin wrinkle. You kind of want to just get it in one, right? So that way it doesn't look too messy, and you can really get a lot done with just a simple stroke, right? So this brush I'm using is a Sedan Vague, and he's a streamer here for Pixologic, and I caught him on his stream and made him tell me what his settings were. So that was a while ago. I'm not sure what the settings are now, but yeah, I would try doing that, trying a little acu curve so you can get a little bit sharper of a line every now and then, and just making sure that all these are not all the same width like I am doing right now, in terms of changing your brush size to kind of come through here. And I would say for yours are just too shallow, right? That's the reason yours don't aren't reading as well. Be a little bit more aggressive with your folds and making sure that they're way deeper, because all of them are the same depth, right? Like there's no difference in depth here as there is over here. And you don't have to do a line from beginning to end either. You know, you can hint at it here, grow it there, bring it over here, dig it in right around there, and so forth and so on, right? So just having variance of depth, and I think that will definitely help your cause in making this little creepy little critter. Okay, so that's what I would do for yours. Shoulder, this just seems like one big mass when it should have this. It should be coming forward to another bone and then going back and then coming forward. If I'm probably mistaken on that. I'm not very good with cat anatomy. I do need to study it, but yeah, if this was a human, I'd have a bunch of stuff to say. But I don't consider myself an expert at all in creature anatomy when it comes compared to what I know about human anatomy. So yep, that's what I would do for yours, brother. Give us the brush settings. I don't know what the brush settings are. I don't know. Stroke curve, it's not in there. Lazy mouse. This is the settings for the lazy mouse. 0.001 on the lazy step. Lazy radius 1. I'm not sure what else was adjusted. Brush curve. No. Great. Depth. Yeah, I don't know what else. I don't know what else changed other than that. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I would do for yours, brother. That's what I would do for yours. Let's see, graphic camera, let's get that homework done. I forgot to add, where is it? Oh, crafted canvas, what's going on? Sure. What's going on? It seemed to be my mentor. That's right. That thing is cracked. Nice piece. Roboticando, welcome. Yep, okay. Why was my other comment deleted? I'm not sure. It says, watch in progress, beep, stop spamming words, phrases. If you repeat something over and over and over again in the same post, it gives you that. It gives you that, that warning. Okay, so, the Mark 30, OneDrive, Wolverine 12, it's a ZBrush project! Marco, come on, bro. Come on. It said ZTL clearly in the email. It said, come on, Marco. Come on, Marco. I was looking forward to that one, too. I was looking forward to that one, Marco. All right, this is by Danny. All right. Yeah. Enough with the auto save. Okay, so let's fill material. Okay. There we go. Now we got something. Okay, so let's take a look. Alrighty. Let's go here. Let's turn everything else off. Where's the head? Badooshka. Okay, let's get some eyes up in here. Alrighty. So, let's take a look. I would say, Let's see, what'd you write down? Same as you tell. Sorry, I just posted character and need help with legs and face. Unfortunately, I won't be able to watch the stream, etc., etc. Videos. Thank you for this opportunity. My pleasure, Danny. Alrighty, so let's talk about the face. Okay, so your issue is your jaw's going behind your ear. It needs to be in front of your ear, right? So it needs to be here, here, and there. That's where your jaw is. This, you have your parotid gland, which creates spit for you, which will soften this edge, but it will not create a jawline behind the ear ever. Okay, so we need to keep this in front right here. And then your zygomatic is going up over your ear. It needs to be going straight from your ear across. Okay. Next, you don't have an orbit, so we need to get the orbit set in. Okay. You're missing your temple here. Your roof fat that you're creating here is just messing with your temple. Okay. So we need that. You also need this canthal tendon to go to the infraorbital furrow right here. Right there. Okay. Eyes looking good. All that stuff. And then right. There's something going on with the mouth. I feel like it's going back. Well, I guess, is she smiling? Let me see. Is she smiling? I guess she's smiling. Okay. If we want her to smile, we need a whole lot more information. Okay. When we smile, when it's a true smile, it's going to straighten out our oh, and just make sure that your upper eyelid is over your bottom eyelid. Okay, so yours is a little wobbly here. PTD. It's just a little bit, it's going a little bit too high here. All right, so there we go. Okay, so if we want her to be smiling, we need to drive this back. And let's just go through something. If all of you have not researched it yet, it's called FACS. Facts. Smile. Okay. FACS is a facial action coding system. Okay, so what that means is that each muscle, each of these, and this is a really good one. Melinda Ozzy, I think it was, or Melinda Ozzel. She's at Face the Facts. She does really good research, and really shows you what's going on, right? So first thing is the upper lip raiser, levator labii superioris. Okay, so that's going up here, which is giving a lip corner puller, zygomatic major, right? Going that way, going this way. Then we have lower lip depressor labii inferioris, going down and then showing that. And then you also have a deepening of the nasal labial fold here as well, and driving that back. Okay, so you can see yours is very, very subtle, right? And we need to be a little bit more aggressive about that. So what I would do is really drive this back and really set up this this smile, right? So we're gonna go this way, we're gonna go that way, okay? Because we know that this is going to, when we smile, it's going to deepen that, bring this over, and it's also going to deepen that as well, right? So just those two things that we just added right there is already giving it a little bit more of a smiling feel, okay? And then we're also going to, which you already kind of got right here, where this is kind of going up, but we also need to kind of support it with this cheek that's going to go over as well, which is going to increase this mass whenever we smile, right? It's going to drive these up. So we really want to do that. If we take another look here, we can see it's driving these up and creating these little cheeks on each side, right? So that's going to come off of the nasal labial fold here, and then it's going to create the mass here and here. And let me get a little bit larger right here. It's going to pull this skin up as well, because when we do this, it's pulling the skin, right? So we're going to do that as well. And smooth it all out. All that good stuff, right? Then we got the zygomatic here coming that way. We've got the master. Should be a little, it shouldn't be too concave right here, because at the bottom of the zygomatic, it's connecting all this. So if you want that dip up top, you want to really emphasize the master and the jaw down here that emaciates food, right? Okay, all that stuff. Okay, so I would, without taking an hour to sculpt a smiling face, which it would take me because, you know, I'm just not a smiley person. So I have to do a lot of research, okay? But you kind of want to study that, okay? So if you're trying to add an expression, first thing you want to do is you want to type in that expression and then FACS. And then it's going to give you something like this where you can make sure that you're doing it correctly, right? Okay, all right, okay, all right. And then also around the temple here, you kind of want to dig this in. So if I do it on this side, I'll show you what it does, right? And that way we have that lift off right there that we're always looking for, okay? But yep. So that's kind of what I would do with a face to make it a little bit more smiley. And I know it looks really rough here, but trust me, with a little bit more work, I look fine. Okay. But yeah. So I would definitely spend a little bit more time studying the expression as opposed to just sculpting and just, you know, by the seat of your pants, right? Just a little bit more information, and it would have saved you a whole lot of time. Okay, so let's look at the rest of the day. So one thing that was bothering me is that the shoulder is way too short. Okay, shoulder should go down halfway down your humerus, so this should be a little bit longer right there. Okay. And then we really want the sense that this is going over the bicep right here. Going over the bicep, and that the bicep is underneath all that connection, okay? Your clavicle is going up, even though she's not shrugging her shoulders. So I would kind of level this off a bit more, and that way you can get a little bit meaner, not meaner, but more sturdy look coming from the front, right? Instead of it being all wobbly and going up. Okay, so your deltoid, your anterior deltoid comes this way. Your clavicular head of your pectoralis is going to originate here, and it's going to go up and over right there. You're going to have a little fossa here, which is just an empty space, especially for a body type like this, right there. Okay. And just make sure you carry that over. Next thing is you have noodle elbows. So you really need to bring this down and really get that elbow going and hitting very confidently. Okay. Here it's just going up and doing that. Okay. It needs to go over a little bit more. This is going to be the end of the actual deltoid, and then the rest is going to go to the corner of the blade of the scapula. So this is the blade, and then spine, and then it's going to go back up. Okay. Generally, for a body style like this, you're going to have the traps leveling off into the scapula here. And the scapula is going to be very flat in its nature, right? Just due to the body style right here. And then your teres major was going up here, but it actually needs to go into your armpit right here. You can actually feel it if you raise it, and then you feel right there. You'll feel your teres major coming out of your armpit. Okay, and then you're going to have the serratus right here coming off of it. Okay, so that's going to create another form there. Okay, for this elbow, it's a little off to the side, looks a little broken. So right there, straighten this tricep out right there, and that's really all you need to do to get a little bit better silhouette on your elbow. Okay, so we're gonna have the short head of the tricep right here, going around and then stopping right here around the olecranon, going around. So you have a 9, right? So you have the head of the 9, and then a lazy tail coming off right there. You got the brachialis coming straight down. It doesn't need to curve and then go over. It needs to go directly over, and then go around and insert into the side right here. Okay, and then go up, and then whenever we have our arm supinated and bent this way, we need to leave some space, especially for this type of body, before the head of the bicep reaches our forearm here. We want to end it way before then, right? We want it something like that. And then you can bring this this over, right? This brachial radialis here. Bring that over. Okay, so something like that. Okay, let's clean up this a little bit more. Okay, abs look fine. I would end the abs right around here, right above the pelvis or the groin, right here. So it dives back, and then the groin begins. Right. Now you can bring it down here as a V. I've seen that plenty of times on Instagram. Where the abs just go down, and there's really not a shelf to it. That's just because their abs are so, or the thickness from front to back of their abs is so unusually short, right? So, and then you just need the hips. So boom, and then bring the hips over, right? Like one of the most beautiful things about a woman is her hips. So you really, whenever you're sculpting females, you do not want to guess what is going on with the hips. Okay, you want to make sure you know about the tensor fasciae latae, which is right here. You want to bring this over, especially for athletic females. You're at least going to get a hint of this towards the bottom, just a little hint of it. And then it's very important for your glutes, because all this mass is right here, and it needs to be the mass in the ass. Right, it needs to be a little bit more, skilled. Okay, so first thing we need to do is kind of get our hips set up. So I'm going to grab that. Okay, so if we look at the hips, it just goes straight back, right? You have just a V. This needs to have a ledge, and then it needs to go back. Okay, so what I mean by that is that we need to have one more hit here, right? We need to bring this out, and we'll fix all that, but it needs to come out and around and not just go straight back. Okay, so now what we can do is we can put in our gluteus medius, which is going to be all along the crest of the hips. It's going to end right here at the posterior iliac spine. Okay, and then all for the rest of it all along, and you're really not going to see the brachius ascius here or the very bottom of the spine, just due to the sacrum. God, I hate it when I can't remember things. So the sacrum's going to muddy that up. Okay, let me go to the chat because I haven't been here in a while. Watch your progress. I have a question about cloth dynamics. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Verbal processing, one of the great wonders and owners of the modern weirdos. So yeah, Verbal, myself, Batman Pop-Tart, and Harry Mandibles, we work on NFTs together, and we have sold most of them. Still haven't got a grasp over everything just yet, but when I do, I'll definitely share it. But yeah, we sold most of them, right? So sold. This was an accident on my part. It's really early in the morning. I don't know what we're gonna do with this. Sold. And then we have the last 3 in the bunch waiting. But yeah, we all do that and work on that. And it's a shitload of fun, man. Learn a whole lot being in that group. Okay. Let's see. Robo Takanda Anapala, where can I find this Sedan brush to download? You gotta ask Sedan. I don't know where it is. And no damn ZPRs! Stop sending me ZPRs! People! IR Sculpts, thank you. Pickle Ricky, this looks like my cat, Neil Patrick Hairless. Stephen Garrett, do you not use a pen display? No, I don't like having my hand there. I don't like bending over anything and like hunching and doing all that. I don't like it. Christopher Mayart, that's a nice face sculpt. Thomas Elliott Esquire, good evening to you as well, Millard. Spark 7007007, facts. My mind is blown. The Marco, I'm so pissed off about myself. Z Project instead of Z Tool, you better wrap that shit up and send it over again. Woman face has more smiling muscles than a male face. Ooh, Pamela May coming in with the info. Hard, hot. Slam Jam, are there any techniques for creating those forms in the early stages that make the later stages easier? Just experience, man. Just doing it 1,000 times over and over again until you kind of get a workflow for it, because it's going to be different for every single person. So, Alex DK, good night, everyone. Good night. Pamela May, looking cool. Shrink the shoulders a bit. Women's shoulders are not that far apart from the torso, so shrink it a little bit. Believe me. Pamela May coming in hot. Pulls out anatomy books. My gosh, I really need to study before I sculpt again. Thanks, this is really inspiring. My pleasure. Pelvis is perfect. Sumerian King, them hips. Gluteus Maximus. What's up, Harry Mandibles? Ashra Balson, thanks for coming back. D-Zinc, loving the critique spasher. Thank you very much. Get a 33 muscle brushes. Alrighty. Okay. So, all right. So now what we need to do is we need to finish the Gluteus Maximus, which if there's no fat in the person, then it's just going to come straight off like this, right? But if there is fat, then it'll rest here as well, and it'll kind of bring that over. Okay. So this is going to disappear into the iliotibial tract, right in there. Okay. So we're going to bring that. That's going to come over from the pelvic floor as well, right here. And then we're going to get the, yeah, so that works a little bit better for me. So let's get rid of these arms. Can we get rid of these arms? Why don't y'all polygroup your work? Polygroup it, Jesus. Look, boom, done. Polygroup, done. Look, now I can just separate. What is going on with you people? Do y'all like hide this stuff manually every single time? What is going on? All right. So your lat needs to come forward first, and then it needs to go back and go in there into your anterior superior iliac or posterior iliac spine. right here, which is in the same place that your gluteus medius stopped as well. So you can kind of connect those. If there is going to be any muscle, you're going to see the tube of muscle right here. And then after the last floating rib, it is going to stop. Okay. So right here, we're going to have this come over. This is going to be your serratus muscle. It's going to go back there. And so you can fill in your serratus muscles here as well. And then bringing this lat over, kind of filling in that area. Okay. You need your 7th cervical vertebrae, which is going to be at the bottom of your neck before your first rib. And you need a spear of aponeurosis around that as well. All right. So you need something like that. And then you can bring in your traps and they can start coming in that way. Okay. And then going over and ending on the last thoracic vertebrae, meaning the last one that has a rib attached to it. So you have 2 floating ribs, so it's going to end right there. Okay. And then you can have your spinal erectus coming off of your sacrum, giving it a little bit more push here, especially with, why is it doing that? Oh, because I pressed collar. Okay. Especially with the back arched. And I would probably arch this back a whole lot more. The torso seems kind of a little bit too thick. And we kind of want a little bit more of a curve in here. So something like that in terms of a posture, I think would look a bit better. And it just might be a little bit too thick from front to back. So be careful about that. But yeah, a little bit less here would give it that feeling I think you're looking for. Alrighty, so let's go back here. See how easy that was? I just had to shift click it. Start polygrouping your work, people. Okay? All right? I want to ask you again. So 9, 10, 11, 12, that's going to be your glute or your obliques right here. Okay? And then you're going to have more going in between each of these serratus muscles right there. If you want to symbolize, athleticism in a female, then you really just want to draw a line going off of the xiphoid process. And let's turn this down right about there. And you just want to have that line in there. And that will signify most of the athleticism that you're going for without having to fucking, get all these and all that. Okay. So, and that's generally what you'll see on the Instagrams. Can't tell you how important it is to have your Instagram full of these fitness models and all these things so that you can see it every day and dissect it for yourself and use it in your sculptures, because they pretty much show pretty much every single part of their body every single day, and it's got to be in tip-top shape and form, and so it brings a whole lot of really great reference. So I would suggest that for you. And let's get this. Not sure what happened with this arm here, but it got a layer in there for some reason. Alrighty, so bicep right here. We're gonna have the brachialis go into the pit right there. Brachioradialis, we're going to have this little hit right there. Depending on how muscular they are, the more muscle they'll have right here, and then going around. And then your flexors go down your palm right here. Okay. Crafted Canvas, I took your course because IR recommended it. Thank you very much, IR. Appreciate you. The shoulders are annoying, wrong anatomy, but other than that, okay. All right, Pamela. You should stream for us and teach us anatomy. That'd be great. Rizuzan, I take this course in the future when I'm super focused on anatomy. Thank you very much. Juan Carlos, hello. I think I mixed up the time zone. Don't know if I upload my ZTL on time. Oh, don't worry about it. We'll get to it. Fitness models equals research. Oh, yeah. That's a great excuse to have females all over your Instagram. Oh, yeah, it is. I mean, I do. Every day. Every day. Every day. Every day. There is. There's all types of information out there, you know? You just need to go out and grab it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So that's what I would do. Yeah. So let's move on to the next one, because I'm pretty sure we're going to hit a lot of different parts of the body whenever we get through it. But yeah, that's kind of what I would do for your face and all that good stuff. Let's see. Nope, that's there. This and that. But yeah, a little bit more around here to really sell that smile or that smirk. And then a little bit more around the nostril, because it's very, very shallow. And then get that nasolabial fold deepener right in here, so it hits that smile a little bit more. Okay. But yeah, other than that, if you want to make these changes and then send it back, we will definitely take a look at it again. So let's see. Black Canary. Alrighty, so that is the end of those. Let us go into the Discord in the dojo. Red Ogre by Sparks. Let's see, 04. Red Ogre. Alrighty, so okay. Let's take this. Alrighty. So this is the reason we don't follow other people's art for anatomy, because what is this? Why does he have two knees? Why does his kneecap only have one side to it? Why is his brachialis going into the connection of his tricep? Right? Yeah, there's just plenty of things wrong with the artwork, and then you're going to carry it over into your artwork as well, and you're going to wonder why it's not working. Right? Because you're putting in all these extra knees and all this information that you're like, what the hell is that? I've never seen that. Right? So you want to be a little bit more, even though that we have something like this, we want to bring anatomy into it. Okay, so this image here has got you putting in these lines right here, but you don't know what they are. Right? So what we need to do is we need to bring in anatomy into this. So we need to have the heads of the clavicle. We need to have that go straight and then go around and then in there. Okay, and then that way we can start at least putting these heads together of the pectoralis here. So we've got the clavicular head, which is what this is, right? So this is going up to the clavicle. This is the first head. This is a manubrium, but he doesn't know where to draw it and where it goes. So he just goes back up in there when it should be going there, right? And then here, and then here, and then there, okay? So we need to kind of adjust all this because we can't rely on concept artists to teach us anatomy. You know, very few of them actually go through and really, let's see. Do you know? All right. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start drawing these things and sculpting these things according to concept art that we saw, that we thought looked cool. But in the end, what it's doing is it's setting us up for failure in the future, because no pectoralis looks like that, right? So we need to be very, very, very careful. Okay. So we need to put in sternum right here. All right, we gotta put a sternum in here. Bring that, get the head of the sternum, get the xiphoid process, get these rib cages in there. Get this sternocleidomastoid going to the head of our sternum, not the head of our clavicles. Bringing this down, letting this rest on the clavicle, creating a fossa right here, and then creating these heads of the clavicle right there. Okay, and then providing a little bit straighter of a line here for the sternum, and then you can come in here and really fix all this, because you know that the pectoralis goes over the biceps, so now you know that you need to shave this off, right? Because it needs to come from there and then go around, and so now you've got a much more interesting pectoralis to look at. Okay, right there. Okay, so that's the problem that we have with that. Okay, here we got 2-3 arms. What do we have? Okay, well, let's just go with this one. All right, so so here it's almost right. It's just that you have a lot of things in here that that really don't jive with traditional anatomy, right? So let's start here. Brachialis going in there, right in there, and then we have another brachialis, where it's the same brachialis. It's the same one right here. And then we've got the bicep right here, okay? Which is split down the middle, but we rarely see that unless they're, you know, an unhealthy amount of body fat, you know, in terms of not having any. So in terms of the triceps, we need a short head and we need a long head, okay? And those those names are not just there for whatever. This head is shorter and smaller as opposed to the longer, beefier one on the inside, okay? And then bringing this down and going into the medial epicondyle of the humerus, and then bringing in this olecranon, which is going to be your elbow. Okay, if you want to sculpt an elbow, just create a pyramid, something like that, and you're pretty much there. And so now this off of the elbow is this aponeurosis that goes there and there. Okay, it's going to the heads of these triceps right here. You're going to have this is your long head on the inside, and then you're going to have your third head right here attaching to your medial epicondyle of your humerus right there. Okay, so we're gonna have something like that. Then you're gonna have your brachial radialis, which is gonna come in between your short head of your tricep, and then your brachialis on the other side, and in between is going to be your brachial radialis, which is going to insert into the inside of your wrist, or the styloid process of the radius right here. And so it's going to kind of pretty much bisect this. And around the wrist, you want it to be quite rectangular, right? So because around here, the muscle's gone and is now becoming tendon. So tendons don't really create volume. They just neutralize themselves into the insertion point. Okay, so around here, and then you want to have the styloid process of the ulna, and then you want to connect your elbow to it, right? So boom, right there is a little jaunt, and then it goes off here, but you know, we can just approximate it there. And so boom, over, we're going to have that little dip right here that goes around the head of the brachialis right here, and then we need to provide a little bit more form to really sell that brachialis. Okay, right there. Okay, and let's bring that up. Let's straighten out this bicep so it's not such a balloon, and straighten that out, and then have it dive down into the where these brachialis are coming into, and it'll be diving down into the radius. So now that we have the epicondyle of our humerus, the medial epicondyle, we know that all of these flexors are going to originate from there and then go down our palm right here, and they're going to attach to each finger so that we can close our hand, right? Next thing we want to do is we want to get our pronator teres, which is going to come over and it's going to insert into there. Okay, so it's going to run pretty much all the way down right here. Okay, and most of the form is going to be at the connection, and then your radius is going to be right there. And let's get that, bring that over. Okay. But yep, that's what I would do for that arm. And then bring that over. Alrighty. And then this looks, to me, looks way more believable than that. Okay. And then now we still have these lines here, but they're going in the right direction. So if we want the manubrium here, we just have the manubrium right there. Because generally our job is to make things look better than the concept art. So if that means correcting some anatomy here and there, you can do that. But you definitely don't want to be a slave to the concept art in terms of its anatomy. All right. So hopefully that helps. ShareRX, what's going on? Crafting canvas. Okay, I'll call it goals now. Like your wallpaper? Yes, exactly. Exactly. Thanks, Pamela. Appreciate your opinion. Oof. Well, where can I get info on your mentorship, Sir Spider? You can go to XMD Academy. XMDacademy.com. We have Mega Spicy 45. Mega Spicy 45 to get 45% off. To get 45% off. Right there. XMDacademy.com. Also, if that's a little bit too pricey for you, I completely understand. You can also go to ArtStation. You can go to my profile. There's some more affordable tutorials here if you want to pick these up, so you can kind of portion them out a little bit more. That would also help you. Then that's good. Okay. So check it out, check it out, check it out, check it out, and let me know what you think. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, this drawing is so confusing on anatomy. Yeah, it's definitely not. You could just leave and not scream for attention. Yeah. You know, they always need to get their attention. They need to let everybody know. Johannes Tanier, first time I get to watch my favorite ZBrush streamer live. What a feeling. Now I can be a happy man. Welcome to Johannes. Alphabet, I've seen some orcs with animal and human anatomy mixed, so can we do that, or should we stick to human anatomy? Sorry, I am a student. No, you don't have to stick to any anatomy. Like, you can mix anatomy. It's just that you can't, like, I mean, not that you can't. It's just that whenever you just create anatomy out of thin air, it kind of gets, it starts becoming noise instead of direction. Just like foot fingers, right? Oh, yeah. Alphabet, if you mix animal and human anatomy, look for familiar connection points that will make sense and read well, like hip joints or arm sockets are good places to start. Oh yeah. Yeah. Saksham, what's going on? What's going on? But yeah, so yeah, that's what I do. Let's say a little bit more anatomy, how you can fix all this stuff, and yeah, I think it would definitely help you. Definitely help you. And then you can get the flexors out here, coming out around there, right there, and then you can have the Econius muscle come off and attach right there, but it's going to come off of the epicondyle right here. All right, so that's what I would do. All right, critique submissions. Boom. You got to give me access. Boom. Come on now. Graz, Underground Pig on Twitch. All right. So, alrighty. Let's see. Reset. Okay, so let's go over this. I mean, it's an alien, so pretty much anything goes. There's really, I mean, there can only be aesthetic choices here. Okay, Epic Pin, sell down. All right. This one isn't really supported. It looks like he's smiling, so I would like to see some more cheek action here. And then the nose is really small, and it's coming to such a fine point here. That fine point is going straight up and down the nose. But I mean, it's like an alien, so I can't really say. I can only just aesthetically comment on it. But this would probably be better going off and then creating a little bit sharper of a line, because you can see it's very subtle right here, but if you really pushed it, I think it would create a much better profile for it. Okay, possibly a little bit more space here, and then you can really sell these superciliary arches here. A little bit more of the tarsal plate, and then the orbit right here. So just a little bit more of the tarsal plate in here. Dig it in a little bit more right there. A bow in the chin instead of it coming to a round point. Whenever a chin comes to a round point, it's kind of feminine, but whenever it comes into much more of a blocky sense, it's a little bit more masculine, right? Okay, between the two. So possibly a little bit more of a bow here, which again is going to create a little bit more interest in your sculpt. And then here also possibly, I don't know, right now I'm just throwing out lines right now. But if I had the ZTL, I could come around here and do a little bit more. Just make sure that this is going to the head of the sternum, not the clavicle. The clavicle should be on the sides. And then just be very careful with all these peaks that you have going straight down the center. Possibly the neck coming down a little bit more, and then the traps, because the traps are, let the neck be the neck, and then let the traps come out from there. That's really all I gotta say about that. Boom. Let's see. Boom. 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 Let's take a look at the anatomy here. Okay, so right here, pin. Okay, so chest is looking good. You have the fossa in here. I would say that the shoulder, maybe one more hit right there, so it doesn't just round off right there. Your brachialis a little bit more here. And then have a hit right here for the wrist, so it doesn't just flop over. Let's see. Possibly relegating these abs a little bit more, and then making sure that the obliques come forward here. Right there. Okay. You can possibly bring this down, this overhang right here, or where the pectoralis all come in. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Abs are fine. And then your sartorius. There shouldn't be much of anything on each side of the crotch, so you can kind of dig in a little bit more, so you have some more room. And then bring off the tensor fascia latae, and then you'll have your rectus femoris coming out from here. Okay. So yeah, but if you give me ZTL, I'll actually be able to sculpt over it and everything. Okay. Alrighty, Corey. Let's see. All right, how much time do we have? Let's see. There we go. Nah. We'll get you in on the next one. You're the next one, Nana. Alrighty, so let's go. Corey, did we download yours? Got that one. Alrighty, Corey. So let's take a look. Okay. So, let's see. Let's just start from the top. Okay. So, here a little bit smaller. You definitely want to have the curve in the back of your neck. Okay. And you want to make sure that there's enough room for the person to breathe. Okay, so if you can imagine them taking a breath right in there. Okay. The face, your jawline's going behind your ear. You want to make sure that your ear, the lobe is leading the face. You're going to have that right there. Zygomatic is looking good. It's in the right place. I think you need to possibly increase the res. I'm just going to subdivide it once so we can get that. And let's go up. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to work on this side of the head for now. So what we need is we need an orbit first. And then we need to dig that around right there. We need to have the zygomatic reach the bottom of our orbit. Then we're going to have the temporal arch go around back into the ear. And we want to make sure that this is the widest part of the face right here. Okay. And then we want to get the malar to reach down to the bottom of the nose right here. We want to bring that back. We want to have enough room for a nasal labial fold, and we also want to have a front part to this malar here, right? Well, there's a front part to our face that we want to keep in mind. And then let's just, I'm just going to sketch in a lot of things. So there's the forehead, there's the brow right there. Let's get bring this over, get that. This is a very masculine chin, so we want to shave that a little bit. Length of jaw, angle of jaw, mandible. We want to solidify this mandible or this masseter a bit more, so it's not so wibbly wobbly. And let's see if we can get an eye in here pretty quickly. So we're gonna dig around, redynamesh. We're gonna have this go down and over, this go straight across and then over, right there, dynamesh, right here. Let's get that. Alrighty, over. Bring that over. All right, and then the nose, we need 3 hits, right? So BM in right there. We need the tip of our nose. We need the glabella. We need the nasal bone, and then it going into the septal cartilage. Move this down. Kind of sketch in this nostril. Bring this across. Bring that down. Let's get that going again. Just redynamesh it. And get the nostril right there. Bridge of the nose. We want to have the nose be the nose. We want that glabella to come over. Let's mask. Oops. BMK. Let's mask this. And bring that forward. Bring that forward, bring that out so we have enough room. There we go. Smooth, 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 smooth. All right, so a little bit better, not the best. I'm not very good at sculpting faces asymmetrically. Usually what I do is I sculpt them symmetrically and then bring out the asymmetry. Get that. Let's get these lips. Vermilion border. Bottom lip. Right there. Right there. And then this is a part that comes off of the face the most. And there we go. Nasal labial fold, bring that down over. But yeah, let's move on. Okay, so neck, right there. You want to go that to the sternum, right here. The neck may be a little bit too long. Might want to check that. Bring this up there. Get our chromium process right there. And get our traps here. Get our deltoid, which should begin right about there. And again, you want to bring your pectoralis over. You have the clavicular head, the sternal head. I wouldn't worry about breasts until you've sculpted the pectoralis. Right, so sculpt the pectoralis first and then put breasts on top. So here, let's just flatten this out. Let's get pectoralis here. Right there. You also need a rib cage. You don't have a rib cage here. So you need a stronger rib cage, which is going to come off here. Let's sort this out. Bring this around and back up. And then kind of even that out. You're going to have the scapula right here, which should be a flat element whenever you're blocking it out. And then bring those serratus muscles over and to the nipple. A little bit more depth here so we can get our lat back in there. But now you can see we've got a rib cage, and then we have the back, which is what we really want, instead of just having it all one shape. Okay. And then you want your obliques coming off the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, right here. Right there. You want it coming from the back of the rib, and then you want to bring the lat over, right? So it's going to create this little fossa here. And I'm just going through this really quickly, so it's very sloppy. So hopefully you can forgive me for that. Because I know Pamela May is just she's just a perfectionist. She just can't stand sketchy stuff. It has to be perfect. All right, so you want to bring the abs here. There's nothing. If you have the anterior superior iliac spine, that's roughly where the abs are going to take the dive into the pelvic floor. So you want to be careful with that. And bring that over right here. Get this deltoid to go over, and let's see, deltoid, tricep, elbow, tricep, and bicep right there. We want to end it before it gets to the forearm. We've got the brachioradialis coming over. We gotta beef this up a little bit more. It's a little bit too thin. We've got the epicondyle right there. Right there. Alrighty. Okay, so we can go. But yeah, I would for you, I would suggest taking it a little bit more slowly. I would portion off the head, study everything about the head, then go down the neck, and then so forth and so on, because it feels like there's just feels like you're getting overwhelmed with all of this. So I would take a step back, and you can do whatever you want, but I would portion out the body and make studies of those, as opposed to trying to sculpt a beautiful female straight from the start. I would let me find some beautiful lips, and let's find some beautiful eyes, and let's find this and find that, and really study it that way, and then put everything together, because right now it's just seems a little bit too much. Okay, so that's what I would do for yours, Corey. Let's see, Alpha Matt. Oh yeah. It's gonna be Let's go here, solo. Okay. So let's fill material. Okay. So let's talk about the silhouette and the overall posture. So it feels like she's doing this, right? It looks like she feels like she's bending, she's hunchback, okay? So again, get on that Instagram. It should be something a little bit flat, curve, straight, curve. Okay. Your neck needs that curve in the back. Okay. Straight across from your nose is the end of the skull. Okay. Your ear is a little bit too big and long. That's what she said. Okay. Your clavicle. Let's get this. You want to zoom it back a little bit. So we want it not straight, but right here, anywhere around the neck, we want it to be straight, and then we want it to curve after that. All right. So that's kind of how you can tell when to start curving the scapula, or the whatchamacallit, the shoulder girdle, right? And bring that in, and then your neck is just going straight down, and you want it to go to the head of your sternum, right? Sternocleidomastoid. And and let me read the chat before I move on. Let's see. Totally made up my anatomy out of thin air from my critique submission hides. Thank you for the feedback. I'll definitely get on some ArtStation courses, and I'll finish this sculpt and print it. Nice. Underground Pig, ZTL is too big. Just send a link to your ZTL. Don't put the ZTL up there only. Looks like Frieza a bit. Yeah, it sure does. Thanks, Spicer. ZTL was a big file. Sorry about it. No worries. It sure does look like Frieza. I know, right? It reminds me of Psycho Gorman. All right, IR. Thanks for hanging out. Underground Pig, Frieza, but humanoid version. Possible to get the Discord link to the dojo. The ones I found are expired. Yeah, sure. Let's see. Invite link copy. There you go. A- sculpting is hard. I've tried, but it never goes good for me. That's all right. It's not supposed to in the beginning. Keep going. What's up, Spice Man? What's up, Christ Jesus? Corey Becker, thanks for the critique, Spice. Pleasure. Yeah. Just I don't think nipples matter. But I appreciate it. Okay, so we've got the neck here. We've got that there. Your shoulders are too short, so you want to make sure they're halfway down the humerus. And let's move on. Your hips are the widest at the wrong point. They want to be widest at your pelvic floor. Okay, and this is where you want to put all that thickness. All right, right there. A little bit more cylindrical on the neck. Okay. And then your jawline's going behind your ear as well. So you want to have length of jaw, angle of jaw, mandible. Okay. You can see how much better that looks, just those couple lines. Okay. The face is just lacking sculpting depth, right? So you just need to be a little bit more aggressive about what's going on here. Here you want to have the 3 pads for your lips right there. You want to have 2 pads for the bottom, and then you want to use your inflate brush to put them together. Okay. And then you can get the vermilion border if you want. Boom, boom, going over right there, and then vermilion border right here as well. Then you got to even all this out, right? So we need to even all this out with the orbicularis oris right here. And we do want some depth here, but we want to be very careful about how wide this Cupid's bow is. Okay, that's great. What the hell happened? Okay, So we want to bring those together a little bit more, okay? And then that way we don't have such a huge space in here, okay? And then you want some alar cartilage here. So you want some of that. And then your nostrils are all lined up with your septal cartilage. So you want to make sure your septal cartilage is in front, and then make sure your nostrils are behind that, okay? And then right there. Okay, so here you're trying to let's have this dive down a little bit more. Remember, on each side of the groin there's really not much happening, so you don't have to fill that space up. We can kind of mark where we want our abs, right around here. And then these breasts, I think it just need a little bit more definition of where the breasts are coming from in terms of their mass. We don't want them to start all the way up to the clavicle with the mass. We want to be very very deliberate. According to this body style, we should see the clavicle, and then you can hint at some ribs if you want to, but we should see the clavicle. And then when we're looking at breasts, the nipple should be coming out from the rib cage, right? So this one's a little bit flat here. I'll bring that back, and then whenever I look at it from an angle such as this angle, I should have the nipple be the furthest point out, and then we should have a nice curve going to that, and that way they're just not they're not just round, you know what I mean? And then a little bit more of the sternum, a little bit more consistency here. So it should be a straight line. It shouldn't bow out or anything. It should be quite flat. And then right about there, a little bit more depth around the armpit. You want to get your tensor fascia latae and then your lat coming over. You want it to go forward and then back, and then into the posterior iliac spine. You want the scapula here, and you want it to be the highest point. So let me show you what I mean. Again, Instagram. Kylie. Let's see if we can find a picture of the back. Okay. All right, so for this body, this is Kylie Shea. She's a professional ballerina, but you can see that her clavicles stick out farther than anything else, right? For this type of body style, right? The clavicles stick out. You can see the rhomboids and everything falling down into the spine here, okay? So we also want to keep that in mind with these with this character, because she's kind of I mean, she's not the same exact body style, but she will have some similarities that you can draw from to bring into your own sculpture, and you just, these are the type of things that you just need to observe for a while, and then it'll start clicking. So if it doesn't make sense right now, that's fine. Just, you know, always trust anatomy, because it's going to be right no matter what you see, no matter what someone has drawn. If you stick to anatomy, it will look better. Okay, and then off of the scapula, you want to get those that serratus. With this type of body style, I would just follow the rib cage along with all of this because she's not that bulky. So right around here, we're going to have the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. So right around here. And so you can see that your breasts are going below the fifth rib. So your breast might be a little bit too low. So again, just sculpt the rib cage and then put breasts on top of it. Don't worry about sculpting breasts just right now. Get the pectoralis in first, and then just lay breasts on top of them. Okay, so if we're gonna do that, we're gonna have the clavicular head, the sternal head, and then the thoracic head right here. Okay, and now we've got all this room to start putting in all this anatomy that we were kind of lacking originally. Okay, so you're going to have a 60-degree opening for the female rib cage. Okay, as opposed to a male, which is 90 degrees. And these are all just, you know, things that you can start off with. Doesn't mean that every male in the world has a 90 degree. All right, not all, but most. Okay, and then bringing in that lat. Okay, and so we can come in, bring in this this hip right here. Boom, boom, boom. Right here, Gluteus Medius, tensor fascia latae, sartorius. And what this will do, what the sartorius will do, is give us that nice transition between the inner thigh and the outer thigh. Okay, so this is a sartorius, which is kind of like a rubber band. And then you're going to, and then the glutes, you know, we can address those again if we want. It's just a little bit too plastic surgery look to me. So we're going to make sure we have that nice thin from front to back feeling for the torso. We're gonna bring this back, bring that forward. All right, get that tilt of the chest, and then have it go back. Have the curve, have the glutes. So here up towards the neck and the spine. But then whenever we get to the sacrum, we're going to stop, right? Because it's it doesn't create that line there. Okay, so we've got the Gluteus Maximus here that we're working on. And again, just depends on how much badunkadunk she got in the trunk of trunk, right? How much fat you're going to put down here, okay? But then you're going to have the adductors that we were just sculpting coming down here, right? So that's going to be this right there, which is these adductors that are going to go towards that way. And then you're going to have your hamstrings right here. They're going to bisect themselves as they go towards the as we go towards the go to the knee. Okay, so here what we need to do is we need to send this back. All right, so we need the front of the hip, it needs to go back, and then we need to have the front of our rectus femoris here. Okay, so you can see just that curve. Look how much that changes everything. Boring, feminine. Okay, so and these are just, you know, small things that you're going to pick up as you continue sculpting. Okay, and then here we want the we've got the great trochanter right here, which is, you know, also the hip dip if you want to call it that. And then you've got the great trochanter right here. And then we're going to have the vastus lateralis. And just think NASCAR. And then just dome it out. 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 What dome it out, dome it out, dome it out. Okay. And then you've got that right there. And then you've got the rectus femoris going straight up and down. Well, not straight up and down, but you're going to have the sartorius going this way, tensor fascia latae going that way, and then you're going to have the rectus femoris coming out from there, and then attaching to your kneecap, and then you're going to have your vastus medialis right there. Okay, and so that way you can get a whole lot of information without a whole lot of work, right? So bring that over. So that's what I do to make it a little bit more feminine with all that. Okay. Alrighty. Let's try again. How do you make a row of teeth IMM brush? What the hell are you talking about, Christ Jesus? What are you talking about? How to quickly make a row of teeth IMM brush? What are you talking about? There is no quick way of doing that. There's no quick way at all. I'll tell you what is a quick way is going on the internet, finding teeth OBJ and downloading the first one that you have. That would be my suggestion. Sergio Santel, really learning a lot of human anatomy this morning. Thank you very much. Or this evening, sorry. Nana, dang, that looks a million times better already. Thanks, my pleasure. How do you sculpt undercuts when sculpting large boobs? You have a large area where the boobs and chest are touching. This includes areas of the armpit where a human model and their arms tight to their body. I try to smooth those crevices and I end up flattening the skin fold. In terms of the undercut of the boob or the breast, that's the reason I suggest sculpting the pectoralis and then getting sculpting a breast by itself out of a sphere or whatever, and then putting it on there and then dynameshing it together, and then you'll automatically get that undercut. Boom. I'm so excited to work on her and redo these things. Thanks so much for this critique and feedback. My pleasure. Teasing Dome It Out sounds like the perfect title to a synthwave song. Dome it out, dome it out. Hi, I love the way you explain, but I just arrived. I wondered, will the replay be available? Yes, if you go to the YouTube. Let's check out the YouTube, because y'all are about to piss me off. I already know, chat. I've given you hundreds of thousands of dollars of information, and I'm going to come here, and there's going to be less than like 50. Y'all are about to piss me off. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. There's less than 40 likes on this. What are y'all doing to me? Why do y'all do this to me? Why am I the least liked one on this channel? Why? Why? Here, go to it and like it. Jesus Christ. Every week I come here and teach y'all anatomy and I get less than 40 likes. I don't think so. I don't think so. Keep going up. Keep going up. Keep going up. I'm not doing another damn thing until this goes over 50 right now. Go. 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 Like the video. Like the video. Like the video. Go like the video. Thank you. Jesus Christ. About to piss me off, chat. Really starting to piss me off. Really starting to piss me off. Alrighty, let's see. Get that. Get that. That. Freaking flies! You sons of bitches! Okay. Alrighty, so this one is from Alphamat. He's got nipples. He's got nipples. Run, everybody. He's got nipples. Okay. So, this looking like a man. Do you want it to look like a man woman, or do you want it to look like a woman woman? Let me smooth these out so we don't get. Let me just move that. There we go. Woman. Okay. Woman. Alrighty. So things we need to do for woman. Okay. Right now your rib cage is pretty much just as wide as your hips. So if you wanted to read female, you need to make your hips wider than your rib cage. Okay. So something like that automatically looks way more female. Okay. Next thing, your shoulders are too short. They need to be halfway down your humerus. Okay. And again, for you as well, I would sculpt the pectoralis, and then I would sculpt everything else. Okay. So first thing is first, and that is the rib cage. Okay. So let's smooth all that out. Okay. So first thing, we need to make the clavicle a little bit wider, right around there. You need more of a neck, less traps. Right there, right? Right there. And you should have that curve in the back. Straighten that out. I think what's kind of messing with you on this is that this is from the male body that's already here, and so it's going to have a whole lot of tendencies that are going to signify male, and so you want to be careful of that. And let's get these hips, because these hips don't lie. And then your butt's very square, so what I would do to fix that real quick is just shave off that. And right there, smooth. Okay. So first thing, rib cage. So that's going to be roughly, I like to kind of mark it. It's roughly going to be right there, right? So that's kind of like what I want to do here is I want to make sure that the rib cage is being represented, especially if you want it to look like a, like a woman, female, woman. You kind of want that as well. You don't want to have a whole lot of mass. You see how thick this back is? That's what's giving it a really masculine feel to it. So you need it much thinner. Right there. Okay. We're not going to worry about the arms right now. We're just going to worry about the torso, because that's where most of the problem is. Okay. So right there, you want to kick that back. You want to decide where your, well, not decide, but you want to know where your hips are, because the hips don't lie. All right. So you have the 8th rib, and then you're going to have the obliques, and then you're going to have the hips that cannot lie. Right there. Okay. And so now we need to fill in this information. So we don't want the abs to be that wide, right? We want them nice and ideal. Okay. Right there. Dig it in right there. Smooth. And bring that over. And then if we want to signify, athleticism, then we just need to draw a line off of the xiphoid process, smooth it out, and call it a day. Okay. Let's fill that in. Let's get our sternum. All right, pectoralis. Right there. But now we've got a little bit more structure, right? Bring these obliques over. Right there. Right there. Right there. Smooth. Okay, so now what we need to do is get our tensor fascia latae. We need to get our sartorius right here. Again, it's kind of like a rubber band that's going around the vastus medialis, or this teardrop muscle right here. And it's going to attach to the head of the tibia, okay? And then if you want that badunk-a-dunk to get supported by the rest of the leg, then we need to kind of support that as well. And I would kind of straighten these legs because it seems like kind of Neanderthalish if we don't. Bring that forward, making sure we have a straight line, and then it curves into it, right? And so now what we can do is we can start sculpting in the great trochanter right there, gluteus medius right here, gluteus maximus, then going around and into the iliotibial tract. Smooth it out off of the scapula, get that that serratus hinted at, and then getting a little bit more feminine of a neck right there. Push that forehead back, move that forward, move this back, right there, pull that out, give it a little bit more of a glabella, nasal bone, alar cartilage, shortening the temple, because if you put your finger right on the corner of your eye, you're going to feel your temple, and if you just roll, you're already over your temple, so you want to make sure that your temple isn't too substantial. And then and then we can start just aesthetically bringing this in, changing some things, all that good stuff, right? And then right here, I want to bring that out, right? Boom. Boom! You know what I'm talking about? Boom! Are y'all listening? I don't know why people make me angry, Sergio. I don't know why people just come in here and they just shit all over me. I don't get it. I don't know. I'm just trying to spread the love. People hate it. People hate it. All right. So that's what I would do to make it a little bit more feminine. It's pretty much all in your torso to kind of get that feeling going. It's just overall way too thick, right? So even if we do this, I'm not saying it looks female right now, but it looks way more female than it did before. Okay, so you want to be very careful. It's just your torso is way too thick, way too thick. Okay. Juan. This is an 08. 08. Alrighty, Juan. Let's take a look. Okay, you got some decent stuff going on here. There's just some things that you're looking on the internet and seeing something and not really knowing what it is and interpreting it incorrectly. So your clavicle's never going to do what you just did. That's never going to happen. Right? Never, ever, ever going to happen. Always going to have here, then the heads of your clavicle will be here, and this is going to be the head of your sternum. Okay, so clavicle right there. And then here we need the pit of the neck. Got the sternum right there. Bring that in a little bit more. Length of jaw, angle of jaw, mandible. A little bit more solid on the mandible, because this is all just bone right here. Princess, stop it. And then you're going to have the bat masseter right here, so make sure you have the masseter here. Right there. Most of the meat's going to be right there at the egg. Right here. Okay. Eyes are looking decent. You just need a little bit more information around here. So a little bit more of the forehead. Have it dive down into the temporal arch. Dig around the top of your orbit here. So that way you can get that lift right here. Complete this a little bit more. Right there. Okay. Node of the mouth is looking good. Nasal labial fold is looking good. Orbits right there. Okay. Nasal labial fold right there. Right there. Let the nose be the nose. And zygomatic right there, malar down there, a little bit more flat on the front. Right there, temporal arch, temporalis. A little bit less right here. A little bit less right here. Okay. Sternocleido, you need a whole lot more esophagus right there. Let's see. Chest is okay. This is fine. Manubrium thoracic, that's fine. Serratus is looking good. Your abs may be just a little bit too wide. I would bring them in a little bit more. Because you're just getting they're starting to become everything on your torso as opposed to just being an element of it. It's just taking up way too much attention there. A little bit of the 8th rib right here, just a little bit, just let it come off a little bit more. You can probably dig in as well. Just get that. All right. Smooth. A little bit more of the that. Connect your elbow to your styloid process here. And your brachialis is going a little bit too far back. I would bring it forward a little bit more. Bring it over. Your bicep is coming down to just a small little tendon right here. I would make it a little bit more substantial. Brachialis should be going into there. Shaving that off a little bit. Right there. Triceps, good. Possibly, yeah, your Asius Crachius is a little bit too high. You want to smooth that out a little bit more. Bringing that down. Looking good. Little bit more of your vastus lateralis. This little bit straighter. I'm not sure what these bumps are here. I would kind of get rid of them. You have your biceps femoris coming out and then attaching to the head of your fibula right here, but I would consider this straight. I wouldn't put too much in there. Knees are okay. I would dig that in just a little bit sooner. Anterior tibialis is looking good. It's looking good. But yeah, those are the only things I would say on yours. Good job. Good job, Juan. Alrighty, people. So we had, let's see. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we had 8 people participate tonight to join. They joined the ZBHO Dojo. If you haven't joined the ZBHO Dojo, make sure you do. It is free. We have a wonderful community. You can submit your work to the critiques, and yeah, and I'll critique it on my ZBrush live streams. So definitely join the dojo. And so we have 8 people that submitted their work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go to a random number generator. We're going to go through 1 through 8. Okay. And I'm going to click this 5 times. 5 times. On the 5th one, that's one that won a seat to the on-demand class. Okay? The on-demand class right here. You have the mentorship. You can use Mega Spicy 45. Mega Spicy 45 for 45% off the mentorship, or on demand, or payment plans. XMD Academy.com right there. Okay. And that's for, you know, the mentorship, the on-demand, and the payment plan. So we're giving away 1 seat. You're going through male anatomy, female anatomy, body, face, feet, hands. Was it Blender? How to render in Blender. Also, from start to finish, spawn tutorial. So that's yeah, all this stuff. $327. We've got multiple top row students that were on ZBrush top row, so definitely join the class. So let's get into the random number generator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6. Who is number 6? Dojo Critique. Dojo Critique. See, which one is this? Alrighty. Hey, what do you know? It's so boom. Congratulations. Make sure to message me on Discord. And then I will get you a coupon so you can get it for free. And we're going to level up your anatomy and all that good stuff, sister. All right. So good job. Good job. All righty. So the next sculpting critique will be next Monday. Or Tuesday. I'm on Tuesday. So next Tuesday. Thank you to Nathan. Thank you to Ignacio for subscribing to the YouTube. I do appreciate you. And before we go, let us give thanks and praise to the Lord and God of Anatomy, Scott Eaton. thank you for joining the stream. I hope you had a good time. We got through all those critiques. Can you believe it? I can believe it because I'm just that damn good. I'm just that damn good. So we're going to be here next Tuesday as well. Make sure to join the stream. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. I don't know why you're watching this and you haven't subscribed. That's really weird. So make sure you do. If there's any questions that you have, put them down below in the comments section. I'll get to it on the next stream or before. And yeah, I do appreciate everyone being here. Congratulations to Boom It's Nana. And thank you to everyone else that submitted your work. We have over 102 quadrillion million people watching right now. But we are all one.